kò máa jó ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ ayọ̀ tí mo wí tó bá ṣẹlẹ̀ sí ọ akọ́ ẹ níjó titun ìjó tá ìrẹ́lẹ̀ ẹ̀kọ́ ìjó akọ́ ẹ lórin titun láì kì í ṣe kọ̀ǹpóṣà orin titun àtẹnujáde ìjó tuntun àtẹsẹ̀rẹ̀ wú tó bá jẹ́ láàrin ìgboro ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ yẹn ti bá ọ níbẹ̀ náà ló ti máa jó tó bá jẹ́ nínú ìyàrá àní ìwọ nìkan agbọ́wọ́ ìjó gẹ́ngẹ́ wà á tún kọjú sókiri láláì gbọ́lu ó sì yí tó parí bàbá jẹ́ kó torí mi ṣẹlẹ̀ o torí mi jó láì rí ìlú kí n jó bí àdìtì o.
ìyanu tí ó ṣẹlẹ̀ tá a mú kí jó bí òde ayọ̀ tí ó ṣẹlẹ̀ tí máa fi jó bí àdìtì ó ṣe yí tó parí bàbá jẹ́ torí
mi ṣẹlẹ̀ o
láì rí ìlú kí n jó bí àdìtì.
mo ti ríru rẹ̀ rí o ṣebí ní sójú mi ló ṣe bàbá àgbà kan ní oníkẹ̀kẹ́ napep ó ń lọ láàrin ìgboro nígboro ìlú Ìjẹ̀bú Òde bàbá tó ń wa kẹ̀kẹ́ yìí kò ní kọ́bọ̀ lágbo kò tiẹ̀ tún lásọ ọlọ́run ṣebí nítorí àtijẹ́ ló fi ń gba kẹ̀kẹ́ wà ó ti ń lọ lópòpò yẹn mọ́tò kan ń bẹ níwájú ọkọ̀ bàbá olówó níwájú bàbá oníkẹ̀kẹ́ lẹ́yìn ṣàdédé lójijì àwọn ọmọ tó lówó rí tó mú kó tẹ bírèkì ọkọ̀ bá ṣe sì ó dúró bàbá oníkẹ̀kẹ́ ìyẹn náà tẹ bírèkì ìyẹn bá di páfẹ́ bírèkì kò mú mọ́ tó bá di labalábá àfi kò ṣàlágbọ́ ó kó fún bàbá olówó ó ti fáná mọ́tò bàbá olówó sọ̀kalẹ̀ ó wá jáde nínú kẹ̀kẹ́ ìgbájú ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kínní ìgbájú ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejì ó ní ó fáná mọ́tò mi ó ti jẹ gbèsè sóògbọ́ iná mọ́tò tí ó fọ́ 120,000 ló jẹ́ ẹgbẹ̀rún lọ́nà ọgọ́fà bàbá bá bú sẹ́kún ó ní bí wọ́n ta òun àtayá àtọmọ àwọn ò lè rírú owó yẹn olówó fárígá oníkẹ̀kẹ́ ń wẹ́kún mu mọ́tò wa tó lọ rẹ́rẹ́ kò sọ́nà láti kọjá olówó ti gbé mọ́tò dínà ṣàdédé lójijì àlejò kan ń fẹsẹ̀ rìn látọwọ́ ẹ̀yìn wa nígbà tó débi tọ́rọ̀ ti sẹ́ ó ní ẹjọ́ kí ló dé kí ló fa róòpùlọ̀ ta ló gbé mọ́tò dínà olówó dá lóhùn ó ní bàbá ọ̀dẹ̀ yìí ni ó ti fọ́nà mọ́tò mi bí ó dẹ̀ sanwó iná yẹn èmi ò ní gbé mọ́tò kúrò àlejò yẹn wojú bàbá tó ń ké bí ọmọ títún pẹ̀lú àkísà lọ́rùn ó bá kọjú sí olówó ọ̀nkú ẹ má ṣe bínú èló lówó iná tán fọ́ ó ní sóò fẹ́ bá sanwó ní 120,000 ló jẹ́ àlejò yẹn kò ń da torí 120 just 120 ó dá gbogbo orí dúró torí 120,000 naira ó fasọyà mọ́ bàbá lára láì tiẹ̀ wo tewú orí èló ló ra mọ́tò yẹn gan mo fẹ́ mọ iye tó jẹ́ gbogbo èrò bá pa lọ́lọ́ olówó méjì ń sọ̀rọ̀ òyìnbó ń rẹ́ bọ́ lákọ̀ àwé níwájú mi don't be silly mọ́tò 15 million tí mo rà lọ́sẹ̀ tó kọjá àlejò yẹn fún lésì ó ní màá jọ ẹ lójú mo dẹ̀ máa wọ́ ẹ lẹ̀ ìgbéraga ẹ ti pọ̀jù èló lóní tó kún ọ lójú lóní ni wọ́n fi yé ọ pébi títì ẹ parí sí ibẹ̀ ni tèmi ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ àṣẹ torí ẹnìkan olówó méjì forí gbárí afẹ́ gbẹ́ nìkan gòkè afẹ́ tún tẹ nìkan ṣe àlejò ẹ sẹ́wọ́ sẹ́yìn ọmọ gbé báàgì mi wá mo fẹ́ fi yé wèrè yìí pé mo lè rà á kí bàjẹ́ mi ò ní sanwó iná yẹn mi ò dẹ̀ ní láti kọ check ló bá sí briefcase àfi bí àlá ó ka 15 million ó kò lé olówó lọ́wọ́ ó ní gbowó mọ́tò ẹ bí ó wá bí wọ́ sí àǹdẹ̀ bá ń kówé ọkọ̀ ìyẹn bá fi tìjú parẹ́ ó bá kọjú sí bàbá TV bàbá oníkẹ̀kẹ́ níbi tó ti ń sòsùké ó ní dádì ẹ̀yẹ ké onílẹ̀kùn yín parí sí ẹ mọ mọ́tò wíwá bàbá ni mo ń gbìyànjú mọ́tò yẹn ti di tiyín bàbá TV sáré lọ sókè bí ẹni tí nǹkan jẹ́jẹ́ nígbà tó ń sáré padà bọ̀ ṣe ló ń tọ́ bí ọ̀pọ̀lọ́ ó ń jó láláì ríru ó ń jí jóòdì níbi tó ti ń jó lọ́wọ́ àlejò yẹn fa ṣẹ́ẹ̀kì yọ ṣẹ́ẹ̀kì 2 million ó fi lé bàbá lọ́wọ́ ó ní dádì ẹ tẹ́tí ẹ gbọ́ ẹ ò gbúdọ̀ ta mọ́tò yìí ẹ máa fi jayé kiri ṣé ẹ rówó eléyìí owó tó bá wù yín tẹ́lẹ̀ ṣe ẹ lọ fi bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ẹ gbọ́ bó bá ti jẹ́ kí ẹ pè mí káàdì mi.
Sorry we're late as usual when we have a busy schedule. on Noble People International Magazine event. We are always busy. So today is one of our busy days. Sorry, and thank you for waiting patiently. Thank you for joining in. Please, if you're just joining, say hello to me so that I can recognize your presence. My spiritual mother. Let me call her spiritual mother. My lovely sister Bolaji Martins. Good evening, ma. Good evening. God bless you, and thank you for my chin and my thank you, ma. Auntie Sheun Eyiloju Oluwa Odebiyi. Good evening, ma. How are you doing? How is your weekend? Thank you. As you can see me today, I'm using 2 phones. I'm actually using 3 gadgets. I'm using 2 phones and 1 laptop. That's how serious this topic is today. You know, we've been talking about the crime going on, knife and gun and everything in London. And I actually thought that everything has died down. But every single day I go on Facebook, Kilo Day, what's going on? There's always something there about this youth still stabbing each other, one another, finding knife in our youth pockets, you know. I've got some on my phone that I'm going to show. I don't know if you're able to see it, but I will try as possible to put it on the camera and see if you can see it. I have no copyright of anything that I will be saying or I will be showing, because most of my talking today is based on a research that I did on the internet. So most of everything I'm saying today is more of reading from the internet of the research. So I have no copyright of them, but I am using them. It's because it's part of what I research about what is going on, how the governments have been trying to help, but what are the things that are going wrong? What should we do as a parent? What should we do as sisters and brothers? So let's get started. Please me to show. Oh, I have my boss lady is there. Good evening, ma. Good evening, ma. And we have Auntie Anike Ola Omoba. Anike Ola Omoba Mama Roko Nibodi. That's the song my dad used to sing to my sister. Good evening, my welcome. Please, if you're just joining me, say hi to me. Say hi to me. I always like people to say hello so that I can recognize their presence. Like I said from start, I have no copyright of what I will be saying because it's all based on the research I got from the internet today. So what I am not understanding now is why is the crime now more on a particular race? I don't know if you're getting me. Why? What I am not getting, personally, what I am not understanding now is why is the crime now on one particular race? You know, I must say it's more on Nigerian and Ghanaian now. Jamaica used to be tough, but seriously, they are more friendly now. If I don't know if we've been observing the way Jamaicans have been behaving nowadays, they are more reserved. They respect us. They're even adapting to our own Nigerian culture of respect. If you see my own friends that I know as Jamaicans, when they see you, they even say hello auntie, even though they are older than you. But it's our own people, our own culture, Nigerians and Ghanaians, that are going out of respect. You might agree, you might disagree with me. It's what I have observed around the community, what is going on. This crime knife thing is particularly going on within the Nigerians and Ghanaians, and I don't understand why. I really don't know why. And you know, we are all here today to talk about it. You know, what is going on with our youth, especially Nigerians and Ghanaians. Please, if you have friends from Ghanaians anywhere, help me to share, help me to call them in. Let's reason together, because you know, we've been crying, we've been shouting, we talked about it, we stop again, and this thing is not stopping. It's something that is going on. Lately, there was a 20-year-old, DJ, that they stabbed. And there was another boy that they found a knife. I think he got off the bus or they caught him from the bus. What is going on? Kilo Shewa? Are we not praying enough? I am not blaming anybody. I am not blaming the parents, because It doesn't even matter what the parents, even if they're single, if they're couple, if they're religions, if they're not religion, it doesn't matter nowadays. These kids are not listening. They want to do what they feel like doing. I have some comments that I will read out, that I've asked for permission from my lovely auntie, that she commented on what I put on Facebook, and I did ask if I could use a comment, and she said it's okay. She might join us while we go. Thank you, Auntie Rachel. Good evening, ma. How are you doing? Long time. Good evening, ma. I have our princess on the line, Auntie Nike. Princess Adenike Adebon Abayomi. Yes, for those that are just joining in, please say hello to me so that I can recognize your presence. I always like people to say hi to me so that I can recognize the presence. Once again, I have no copyright of what I am saying. Most of them will be based on my research that I made on the computer. There's some things we don't know that the government has done, and it has worked. But the problem is, they're not doing it anymore. And everything that they've said they will do, let me just leave that for now and read what I want to read so that we can all, get what I'm saying. So my question would be, what is going on with our youth? Please, you are free to comment on the question that I may ask. What is going on with our youth? Why are they behaving the way they're behaving? Regardless of where they come, the home they come from. Forget being single mother, forget being religion, forget being prayerful, forget being whatever, as good as bad, whatever you can come from. Forget that one now. It's not even doing anything on these children. So it's not about you being the best mother. It's not about you being the baddest mother. Because I remember when we first started, most of us and most people will say, oh, it's the parents. But now the parents are trying their best. What about these children? Have we given them too much free hands? Can we say a 21-year-old or 18-year-old should not go out anymore? We can't hold them still in the house and not allow them to go out. They are free to go out. But now our mind is not as set. When they go out, we are afraid of where is he going? Is he one of the gang? Is he, this and that? Good evening, my sweet blessed sister. May God continue to... Amen. May God bless you. May God continue to bless you too. So what can we do as individuals? What can we do as individual is the second one. What can we do as their sister? So let's say a youth that is a bit stubborn, right? That it's been going on all these things that I'm saying. If you have a youth in your house and you are the sister or the brother, what can you do? What can we do as community? What can we do as teachers? We have some teachers online. What can we do as a mentor? What can we do as family? What can we do as the mother? What can we do as the father? I've got some statements here. I didn't write it. I got it online. This is what the minister and the government implement back then from 2011 to 2014. So I'll be reading what they've said that they will do from 2011 to 2014. And so this is part of my research on the things the government said they would do in limiting the crime in Britain. I have no copyright of this information once again. And I would say yes, it was effective up to the date they mentioned, 2014. There was a big changes in the communities and around Britain, which they moved capacity of set of people. I don't know if some of us have been in England for a bit. There was a time some parts of England or London, there's some parts that are very dangerous that you cannot step in. Brixton used to be one of them, one of the bad area that people, you just mentioned Brixton, nobody wants to go there. You mentioned Peckham, nobody wants to go there. You mentioned Bermondsey, nobody wants to go there. But there was a time, if you remember, they moved, everything changed. They changed the housing system. You know, they moved a majority of people out of in London to outside London. They kind of split the crime, but they left more of it still in southeast of London, I would say. This is my own, how can I say it? My own observation of what is going on around us. You know, they moved quite a lot of people, majority of people, they moved them from London to outside London. They moved some gang out, leave some. Everything died down between then and 2014. Everything died down. Good morning. I mean, I said good morning. Good evening, my mommy. Oluyomi, Olupomile, Olaaponyilema. Auntie Mickey said, I agreed with you 20%. Thank you, man. You know, that's what I recall back then. Southeast London, such as Brixton, Peckham, Bermondsey, used to be tough. I live in Bermondsey, so I know. And Bermondsey then, Jesus Christ, you cannot, in fact, morning, afternoon, evening, you cannot walk on the street yourself. I've been a victim before where they throw egg at me. But then again, this thing that was going on, the crime used to be in one particular thing. But now it has shifted. I have to be mindful of what I say. So please don't quote me, don't hold me in any whatever it is. So, but now everything has shifted to us. And not only to us, it has shifted on Nigerian and Ghanaian. I'm going to speak onto that. I have Jamaican friends, and I can say to you, they are more respectable now than we Nigerians. I have a Jamaican friend, I'll say hello auntie. She's older than me. I have the children now that they respect the mother, they respect be who. And we are going astray. Our youth are going astray. It's not the parents' fault anymore. What can we do? How can we help? I'm going to write, there's some things about youth crime. It's called prevalence of youth crime. The number of young people found guilty by the juvenile court or formally cautioned by police has fallen in England and Wales over the past 20 years. However, it is generally believed that this is not an accurate measurement, that youth crime is far more prevalent than recording crime suggests. Both police recorded crime statistic and national survey of the victim of crime show that the type of offense most often committed by young people, such as violence and taking vehicle, have risen dramatically over the same period. This now, I'm talking about 2011 to 2014, but this crime of vehicle thing that they used to smash the vehicle and everything, it has been cutting down now. They don't do that anymore. Now they've moved to doing the knife. More than 4 out of 10 males and 1 in 10 females are likely to be found guilty or cautioned for an incident in table offense at some point during their lives. However, it is also true that a comparatively small portion of the population, about 5% they say, of males are persistent offenders, who account for about half of unknown offending. Individuals more often break the law when they are young. Young people who become involved in crime before they are 14 tend to become the most persistent offenders with longer criminal careers. So this now to me is, you know, from that age, 13, 14, if we don't stop them, it will continue. And it will be hard to take off from them. It will be hard to take off from them. Good afternoon, Pastor Favor Sams. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Risk factor, individual factor. The major risk factor for youth offending are individual factors include apparative and impulsive behavior, early onset of aggressive and other problem behavior being male. That's what I just said. You know, if they start young and you cannot curb them, you're talking to your child, go and sweep the floor, it's telling you, mommy, I cannot do it, and you overlook it. Okay, I will do it for you. Things like that. We need to be more, how can I say, sometimes it's good to be soft, it's good to be hard, but we need to set a limit. Which factor again? Family, poor parental supervision, harsh or erratic discipline, family conflict, parental criminality, low family income. And this parental criminality, like I said, I am not pointing fingers. This could be a mother or a father doing drug or doing fraud, which can influence the child to do the same, to copy the mom or the father or one of the member in the family. Peers, it could be copycats. The child is copying or wants to do what the other child is doing because maybe he has more money, he's wearing a name brand and things like that. Community poverty, this is one of the key points that I said before. Community poverty, disadvantaged, neglected neighborhood, community disorganization, high turnover and lack of social ties, drug availability. This is what I talk about as well. Like there was some area, no-go area before. So that is high risk. And I'm sure there's still some area that the government has neglected. They don't even bother about that area. You have that area. If you are able to come out of that neighborhood, if you have children and you know the area you're living is not safe, I know things are difficult now in this country. I know it's difficult to get house or be moved from one place to other. But if you can move, if you're the person that pay you have a private, renting, you rent privately, and if you're able to move from that place, from that neighborhood, please do. Because there's a crime going on every day there. Please do. Okay, ma. Thank you, ma. Please come back. Thank you. A great deal is known about risk factor, but little attention has been paid to factors that protect young people, especially those from high-risk background from offending. Those factors that are known including having a resilient temperament, a warm, affectionate relationship with at least one parent, parents who provide effective supervision, pro-social belief and consistent discipline, and parents who maintain a strong interest in their children's education. An understanding of how to build on the positive futures influencing individuals, the families and communities can be used to increase the effectiveness of prevention strategies. And now I'm still talking about what they put in place in 2011 to 2014, which has worked. Effort to modify the risk factor associated with delinquents include community crime prevention programs with a focus on achieving physical improvement in disadvantaged neighborhoods and providing recreation facility for young people. Crime prevention in the UK has tended to emphasize measures designed to reduce the opportunity for crime in particular situations. Now that's what they say then. But what about now? Like I said, it works then. What about now? Why are they not bringing down all these things that they've done in 2011 to 14 that makes the crime less? An example of the impact of a risk factor are children being released from custody into unsuitable and unsafe housing, leaving them vulnerable to reoffending at huge cost to themselves and society. And this, I would say, now they're saying an example of the impact of a risk factor are children being released from custody into unstable. When they know that if they release a child to unstable or unsafe housing, they're going to continue. So why then release them to be like that? Why can't they do the needful? And now it says one of the research says it has found that a young person caught in a circle of homelessness and reoffending can cost the government as much as 116,000 or in over 3 years. But if they receive the necessary support, imagine If they receive the necessary support, they could be saving 67 pounds, 67,000, sorry, per child. So why not do the necessary, what is necessary, and save money, than making all these children go through all these things? You're not even saving, you're not helping them, you're not even helping them. Ugh. See, I was about to say something that is not right. You know, sometimes when you're just upset, there's some words that will want to come out your mouth that you just swallow. Baby. Okay. Like I said, most of my research today is more of reading. Good evening, Bamidele. How are you doing? Good evening, sister. How are you? Okay, ministerial for, I can't even pronounce her name. She said gangs and youth violence have been a serious problem in some of our city for several years. Imagine, I'm talking now, this research that I did is based on 2011 to 2014, which they realized that gangs and youth violence have been a serious problem in some of our city for several years now. They said some of our city, but now it's not even some of our city. This is like more of our city, everywhere in our city, every angle in our city. I forgot the places I wanted to, I tried to remember those places where, you know, we used to wish that, I wish I'm living that side, I wish I'm living that side. And that is the side now that there is even more crime. That now you be saying, thank God I didn't move to that side though. Thank God I'm not even in Peckham. Because Peckham that you never even want to come now, Brixton that you never want to leave, Bermondsey that you never want to even go near. Those are the places now that is even safe. Now it has shifted to another hand. Abi, agree or disagree? Okay. So, where am I? This fact is widely known, but we need to accept that over the years, not enough was done to deal with the underlying drivers of the violence. Let me repeat. But we need to accept that over the years, not enough was done to deal with the underlying drivers of the violence, which is 2011 to 2014. They're saying enough was not done. So if they're talking about then that enough was not done, what about now? What are they doing? That means they're not doing anything now. Or should we say they're doing it, it's not working? Because I am not sure what they're doing. Every crime is caused by a criminal. I agree. But we need to do more to prevent young people joining gangs or getting involved in violent activities. My question is, how do we do that? One thing that the riots in August did, which was the riot, if we can remember the riots that went on in London, I think, did it start from Croydon? I'm not sure anymore. One thing that the riots in August did do was to bring home the entire country just how serious a problem gang and youth violence has now become. I think that is when they now know that, there is gang in London. No, if you remember the riots actually spread everywhere in the city. From one area to another one. I remember then when they was coming around our own area, Deptford, everybody was calling each other, don't go out or stay indoors. That is when they know, that they actually know that, and if you remember that time, it was even more of we, black people. It was more of black people. And maybe that is that day that they now showcase their face that, yes, I am in the gang, you, what can you do? In London, 1 in 5 of those arrested in connection with the riots were known gang members. If there were known gang members, how come they didn't tackle it then? How come they didn't use that information they had then now to tackle what is going on now? Right? We also know that gang members carry out half of all shootings in the capital, about 22% of all serious violence, and even these shocking statistics may underestimate the true total. Similar figures for the riots were recorded by West Yorkshire Police, while Nottinghamshire had only a slightly lower portion. Most other police forces identified fewer than 10% of all those arrested as gang members. But the fact that so many young people who are not involved in gangs were still willing to carry out such serious acts of violence and disorder in the summer merely reinforced the urgent need to deal with what underpins youth violence. Back then, I remember when the riots, when the riot starts, the good one, the bad one, all of them joined in. Now, the good one is now following the footsteps of the bad one. Thank you. Bami said, God have mercy. Yes, it's God have mercy. And I seriously didn't expect it. It's been going on and going on. I wasn't even going to talk about crime anymore because I thought it has, gone down. But no, every time, every day, there's something on social media or something on telly of somebody being attacked by knife or gun. For too long, government action has not been as effective as it should be at stemming the violence. We need a long-time evidence-based program to get a proper grip on gang and youth violence. This report is an important first analysis of the problem of gangs and the intervention that work. It provides a platform for the intensive support we will provide to areas and reading what they're saying, what they said they will do, how the crime can be limited, but I just don't get it. I keep saying I don't get it. This report is the first ever truly cross-government approach to tackle gang and youth violence. This is from 2011 to 2014. It has been drawn up in close consultation with the Secretary of State for Work and Pension and other cabinet ministers. This reflects the fact that we are committed to using all the tools at our disposal. Okay, I want you to listen. Okay, it says, our proposals are wide-ranging. They are focused on 5 areas: prevention, pathways out, punishment, partnership, working and providing support. We need to combine action to tackle. So they now say, where it says prevention, I don't know how they're preventing the crime now. I really don't know. Pathways, I remember then, there were some pathways with the job centers. They did, actually, I will go with the prevention. They did then in 2011 to 2014. That is when job center was more focused on giving jobs, doing voluntary work for the youth, giving them more opportunity to get into job. They did some other, apart from job center, they did some other organization that was helping the youth. And it actually works then. It works. I must be honest. It works. All these things works for them then. So what is going on now? Okay, let me go to Pending Gang and Youth Violence, a cross-government report. That's what I am going into now. The causes of gang and youth violence with tough enforcement to crack down on those who commit crimes. Stop using violence is not a task for the police alone. Teachers, doctors, and youth workers still have a vital role to play. So they're now saying teachers. But the problem now is with the teachers nowadays. Apart from teaching the kids, they're helping us to teach the kids. How would they tackle the crime from our kids from young age? Because some of our children will come home and say, Mommy, somebody bullied them or somebody did this to them. They will report to the teacher and the teacher will not do anything. If they're meant to be tackling this crime thing that we're talking about, if they're meant to be on the list, they said teachers, doctors, and youth workers. But the teachers will not do nothing when the children complain until it gets worse. And if your child retaliates with the other child, if one is being bullied and you said don't, or you attack the person back, your child will be the one in trouble rather than that child causing the problem. They say doctors. I don't know how the doctors, I don't know what they're monitoring. If they say youth workers, nowadays, what are the youth workers doing? They said all have a vital role to play. Success will only come when the local areas and local agencies like this work together and share information. I've had a lot of people saying they don't have nothing in their own community. So how can the local people work together? When you've taken off the, the youth clubs, anything, the football clubs, everything that the children can do in one community, it has been taken off. So how can they work together? How can the local work together? Gangs and serious youth violence are the product of high level of social breakdown and disadvantage found in the community is which they thrive. What they are also a key driver of the breakdown, gangs create a culture of violence. Gangs create a culture of violence and criminality that prevents the very things that can help transform those communities. Community mobilization and economic enterprise. If the government are not doing enough for the community, how can the community help? We have communities saying they've cut down all the money, they're looking for fundings, they cannot do it by themselves, and how can they help? Tackling gangs, thank you, Mommy Rachel Owade, thank you. Tackling gangs and serious youth violence would take a fully coordinated multi-agency response and full and public local authority leadership. There is already a world of experts and the best practice that can be harnessed, but there is no quick fix. We understand that there is no quick fix. You've done it in 11 to 2015. It works. It's not going to be something doomed. It will be done then. That right here now. But what are we doing now to help this youth, to help these kids, to help the ones that are coming not to be bad as what is going on in our communities nowadays? Good morning, Mommy Adejesu Majemwayo. Good evening, ma. How are you doing? Our mom call. Gangs and youth violence have been blind on our communities for years. We know. The disorder in August was not caused solely by gangs, but the violence we saw on our streets revealed all too vividly the problem that sometimes lie below the surface and out of sight. Over the years, successive government intervention, initiative, and funds have failed to work. Yes, it has failed to work. Really, it has failed to work. And some worked, some did not work. Since August, which was the riot thing that happened that made this country face open wide gangs really were in you. So since August, a group of senior ministers, led by the Home Secretary, working closely with the Secretary of State for Work and Pension, has undertaken a thorough review of the problem of gang and youth violence. They have visited a range of projects working to stop young violence, heard from international experts about what works in the United States and elsewhere, consulted with senior police officers and local authority officials, and talked to young people themselves. Several key messages have emerged. And I was talking to somebody the other time when we said, I think it's high time they start deporting our children. But some children, some parents will be they can't do that. But what can they do as punishments that will be effective? They have paper, they don't have paper. Straight to Nigeria, all the family together. At Yazi Baba, it's too harsh, Abi. Kike, you are not good. You're saying that. But how are we going to stop this crime? What will be the punishment for these kids to stop? Prison is nothing to them anymore. If they commit something today and you're telling them they're going to prison for 16 months, it doesn't concern them. They will still come out. That's what they know. So they're not afraid of going to prison. So what are the punishments that can actually serve them right? Send them back home. Regardless where they're from, send them back home. I don't know if you agree with me, but send them back home. Second, the small number of young people who involved have I can't even pronounce that, disproportionately large impacts on the communities around them in some parts of the UK. It is clear that gang membership increase the risks of serious violence. Yes, they do. Now, now it's mostly, I don't even know. Then, it was mostly adults from like 18 upward that is doing this crime, this gang thing. But now, as little as 13-year-old are joining. I'm going to go on my comments, or maybe I should finish reading before going on my comments of what one of my beautiful auntie wrote. Hold up. I'm gonna say one. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay, somebody say London is becoming so scary and God protect our children. Okay. Somebody was actually against. I put a post on my Facebook regarding what happened recently. One boy, the one that they caught with a knife in his pocket or in his bag, and there was one that they killed. And my auntie says, if I go by the caption, it says DJ, so maybe it was the DJ at the party. Everyone keeps blaming parents for working too much or not doing enough. What if the parent just work one job and not all come from broken homes? There's a young man of 20, and please, those pointing accusing fingers at the parents. When you were this age, did most of you listen to your parents? That was a question. Didn't most of you sneak out, etc.? Some parents are very good when it comes to parenting, but when things like this happen, it's the outsiders who don't know jack about the parent talk. Whilst there are some parents that are bad, there are still good ones. May the Lord strengthen the parents and have lots of the kids. We can only keep on praying for our kids and others. And there was another reply. The reply was, you are very correct, my sister. Some children can be so funny. I had a story of a woman in Manchester. She's a pastor with a son that everyone thought is quiet and respectful, only for the police to raid their house after a fight in the party and found gun and knife in this case. Is it the mother fault or a child who wants to belong to the devil? Some will say separation, single mother and co. Will you separate from your partner? Stop you taking care of your child. To me, all these are flimsy excuses. Also, let them stop all these teenage parties. She said, let them stop these teenage parties. I actually agree with stopping teenage parties. But some parents, we cannot talk to our children. Even if they're over 18 and not living with us, it could be difficult to stop them having the party. Police should make sure they were thoroughly and properly checked. Then, this court should be giving her jail time or long sentence. They will still, if they give them long sentence or jail, they believe they're going to eat jollof rice. They're going to eat mashed potato, baked beans, egg in the morning. So these things are not working. Please, if you're just joining in, please say hello to me so I can say hi to you. And I said, I don't know what's going on right now. Prayers are not even helping. Prayers are not helping. Oh, okay. She Auntie T says, I don't even know right now because it seems prayers ain't helping. I'm quite sure parents like me keep advising the kids before they go out. Policing isn't helping. Yes, police are not helping. This is about finding the root and solve it. The problem is that keep bothering me is, what is the root? Where is this thing coming from? Talashe. Is it that they don't like us or what is going on? The auntie says, I have spoken to some of my young clients and what they have told me was no one can help because their mindsets are on what they want to do. London gang exists and trying the best But some of these kids don't want help. Motivation, role models, encouragement, but they don't seem to know as they want fast things, money, etc. And these so-called musicians ain't helping with their presentation as if it's all real, but it isn't. Employment is there, but they say they can make more in a day. Sometimes I get pissed off with them. Some parents do come to meetings, some will come because they are concerned, but no avail with these kids. I only have a job and tend to be there for the kids, but Kieshu, Mamwa, amen. People will turn around to say parenting. I only go parties as indoors most weekends, but people won't see that, and that's what pissed me off. This is a parent that says she's doing her best. Some parents are doing their best out there, but some people don't see the effort of that parent. But when things happen, God forbid, they will start saying, oh, she's working too much, she's doing this, she's doing that. She said there's a woman, Ghanaian, and my old neighbor, who lost her son last year. She created time for our children. They go on holidays, always there for them since their father died of cancer. But he was with the wrong crowd at the wrong time and tried to save his friend. Instead, he died. You can see that's why we're saying we shouldn't blame parents. This one now is being at the wrong place at the right time. People said it's bad parenting, so some people did not know her, and that hurt her most. We can only discuss it still until we know the best way out. These young kids don't care about life. They see the killings every day, yet they don't care. When I talk to my son, it's like, but I'm not in any group and can't happen to me. I point out that there can be anyone. You don't know who your so-called friends mingle with. And which is true. We ourselves, we don't even know our children's friends. Most of us. Most of you parents, you don't know who your friends are, who your children are hanging around with. And it's very important that we know. Back then, in our own, I'm not even going to talk about my own age because I'm still young. But in our mother's, my auntie's age, that your parents will know from A to Z, all your friends. They know who their father, who their mother, the house they come from. They know. But nowadays, we don't even have a clue. Their mother phone number itself, we don't have. We're going out with my friend. What's the name of their friend? Michael. The name of their friend, whatever it is. And you're gone. Prove my friend is coming to pick me. By the time you know it, they've gone. So my mothers, my sisters, my brothers, my uncle, what is the way forward? What can we do? How can we save these children? How can we save these children? Why is it going on in our own community? I don't even understand anymore. It's going on mostly among us, Nigerians and Ghanaians. I'm sorry I keep saying that, but that's the truth. Why? Is this somebody out there? Is this somebody in one corner that is making this kid like that? Why are they giving them? They're not buying them house. They're not giving them car. What are they giving them? What are they getting out of it? Is it pride? Is it to wear? They don't even wear good clothes. It's all jeggings every time. Still, they will be putting their hands in their pockets, itching their thing on that. What are they getting on? Where are they getting? Just to be seeing blood. Youth, I'm talking to you now. Can't you go and work with a hospital if you like seeing blood? Try to be a doctor. Try to be a surgeon. Try to be those that theater. Go and work in the hospital theater. If that's what you like to be doing, you like to play with knife, do something that goes with hospitality, not food though. Go be surgeon. I want to do operation. Work in the theater if blood that you like seeing. Go and work as a CSSD, the sterilization in hospital. so that you'll be seeing blood more if that's what you want to do. Good evening, my lovely brother Michael. Ola. Good evening, sir. I don't know if you even ever thought of it. Youth, now I'm talking to you. This is even serious now, this job that I'm even giving you advice on. If you like to see blood, if you like cutting people, slicing people, if that's what you like doing, go and do forensic. Why else do they call it? Those that when somebody died, they want to carry out research on that person. They'll be cutting maybe the heart, maybe whatever they cut, just to check. If that's what you want to be doing, go for it. Instead of killing people that are not dead, go and help, do forensic, work in the theater. If you like touching blood, work in the sterilization department and you'll be cleaning the blood after the operation. This is something you can do rather than killing, stabbing. Auntie Rachel, I've started my Igbo Abi. Forensic. Thank you, Gary. Only forensic. When you're sick, you're sick. You know, what else? There's something else. Please borrow me that name. It came in my head, now it's gone. Don't worry. It will come back. You know, when somebody died, you know, it's part of forensic, I believe I'm right. Thank you, but I cannot call it autopsy. You know what I'm saying now. What's a autopsy? You know, things like that. Let's encourage our children self. Please, youth, these are good jobs that suit you. If you are in gang and you like carrying knife, you are wasting your time. You are wasting your life. Kuku, go into a job you will enjoy. Which are these jobs that I'm telling you now? Work in theaters. There's some theaters that will take you without being a doctor. You can be doing OPD, ops. Work in sterilization. They will train you. These are the people that will wash the blood. You know, you like seeing blood now. If you can be stabbing and seeing the blood and you're okay with it, go and work there. You don't need to go to university for that one. Government, please, I'm advising you on this one. Give them a training. After you catch them, take them to prison. Don't leave them. Put them into theater ward since they like seeing blood. You know, things like this should be in places. There are some things you have done, and now I'm going back to the government in 2011 to 14 that cut down the crimes. And we don't know why the crimes is now. I think it started this year, January. Since January, all this thing has been going on. And we're going to end of December. We're in October. September, October, today, how many days? And this crime is still going on. There's no solution yet. Where is the punishment? What are you doing to them? They'll go for prison for a month, 2 months, and that's it. That's not enough. We won't add punishment. Send them back to their country. If it's in Nigeria, send them to Nigeria, take the passport from them. If it's Ghanaian, take it from them. Let them go to Nigeria and suffer for some time. Our country is even difficult for now, so let them go and suffer. Maybe that will, I'm begging you, don't come attack me. I don't stay in London anyway. I live in Nigeria. You want to come and look for me. But it will help. We need more, we need harder punishments. Parents are trying their best. So I am not going there with the parents that don't work too much. But we have, like I said, we have the good ones and we have the bad ones. We have the ones that we encourage their children. We have them. We have parents that love money so much that their children will bring money and they don't want to, they're not care, they're not bothered of where the children got the money from. We have parents like that. And we have parents that they cannot, you know, they just love their children and they don't even want any hands to go on them. And these kind of parents, they are the ones suffering. One year, and seriously, every time I sat down and I'm thinking in my head, what is causing these things? Why are our kids stabbing one another? Why are they killing one another? You know, how can you take a knife from your pocket? You're walking on the street, you have knife. Now everybody is afraid to even say, you step on my toe, wherein I will beg you and say, I'm sorry, sorry, sorry. Because I'm afraid, I don't know what you have in your pockets. You know, before, as an adult self, we used to shout on these kids on the bus when they're making noise. We used to like tell them, you're making noise, you're disturbing us. Don't you have respect? Imagine, especially we Nigerians, the parents, our uncles, hey, they love blabbing them. They don't care. They think that's mastery is something they have. Don't you have respect? Don't you have mother at home? And yet try and see and say, don't you have mother at home? The next thing they will take out is knife. Don't you have mother at home? They're following you. Uncles cannot do that anymore to our youth. Aunties cannot do that anymore to our youth. The parents cannot talk to the youth anyhow anymore. They are now the king over us. Imagine that. The children are now, the children that are supposed to be afraid of us. Now we are the one afraid of the children. Is it supposed to be like that? It's not supposed to be like that. So what are we doing wrong? Abi, United Kingdom, you don't want us in your country, Ini. Tell us, yo. Because we don't understand this anymore. But how can I say? Oh, don't you see me now is, don't let me say it. I said I'm a bit mindful of what I will be saying. But why is it Nigerian and Ghanaian? Why? Why is it Nigerian and Ghanaian killing each other? Why are they putting your heads together to crack one another and you are cracking your head together and doing what you want? We are all not created to love, to like each other. We know that. But why is it us? You have Bode killing Femi. You have Kwame killing Kayode. You have Kayode killing Fonsho. I don't even know the name. Why? Don't we have shame? Huh? That embarrassment already that we're getting from our own country, of our country, is not good. Now you're making it reflect here. Hello, ma'am. Omosho. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome. Now we're giving our country a bad name. The one that DJ one, I think they're Nigerian. I think they're Yoruba, because I saw where they were crying in where they stabbed him. There was loads of people there that were crying. I think I have it here. I have it here. I don't know if you can see it. I know you cannot see, but you can hear it. Yeah, the Ghanaian. The Ghanaian. It's very sad. I watched it, and there was tears. I was crying because our children will not be found at the wrong place at the right time. The auntie said, they said his name is DJ. Maybe he was doing a DJ there. She said, come up at that one leg. This is very sad. We don't want any parent to be going through this. But every once a week in England, this is what one or two parents are going through. Youth, what are your intake on this? Why can't you talk to one another together and say, this is not good? Your mom, your sisters, your brothers are suffering for it. somebody that has a child from young age, look after that child till he was 20 years old. How do you want that parent now? This woman, our son now, how does she want to be sleeping at night? Not only that you stab this child is dead, but that wound is the mother, is the family that is carrying the wound. And they will always carry that wound. He's dead, he's gone, but the wound remains in the family. And some of you don't give a shit. I am sorry to use that word. Some of you don't give a damn. You are bathed with that blood. You are bathed with knife. That death means nothing to you. Killing your fellow human being means nothing to you. Why? Look at the crowd here. You can check on my Facebook profile to watch if you want to see it. This is sad. There's another one of a boy. And the funny thing about this boy, you can't hear that one. After being caught with a knife, a long knife, you can still see him talking, arguing with the police. The handcuff is in his hand like this. He's still talking, making mouth. What mouth? What can you say after you've been caught? Eh? Ọkùnrin tó lọ báyàwó níyàwó ṣùgbọ́n ká mọ́ tó wá rojọ́ irú ẹjọ́ olóró. Huge. You know, I've moved on to another topic since before coming back to this again, because I thought it's something that is, that's died down. It's not going on anymore. I think it's, the kids have been doing great, but no, it's still going on. What is wrong with us? What is wrong with us? What are we thinking about? In my days in secondary school, there was nothing like this. Yes, there were crime, but it's not as worse as us killing one another. There's never been a stabbing in the school. What the worst things that used to happen in school back then, where I studied here, was fighting each other. Face to face, blow to blow, one-on-one. Nowadays, you want to fight one-on-one, you just see gang coming and jumping in. What is wrong with us? How much are they giving to us that is making us doing all these things? What are we getting out of it? Would you like it if it's your brother, your sister, your mother, your father getting stabbed? No, you wouldn't like it, but you're okay for you to stab somebody else. But they cannot stab your brother or your mother. You don't mind if they stab you because you've already bathed with knife and whatever you've bathed with yourself, that you don't care. You've already sworn oaths that you don't care what happened to you. It's fire by fire, death by death, or whatever you guys do. In Nigeria, I don't know if they can say it in English or put fire on your own hand first. Stab yourself first. Okay, let's put it this way. Before you stab someone else, stab yourself first. Feel the pain first. Why are we making our parents, our family go through this? Prison is nothing to you. You don't even care if you go into prison. It's only for a few months. You're going there to eat bread and toast and egg and baked things. You can use your phone there. Government, we need your help. We need your help. I've said it, if it's to deport them, deport them. If that is what will work, that if that is what will stop the crime, start deporting them. I'm a Nigerian. I am saying it on behalf of my own people. Deport them. Let me speak my own dialect now. Make una deport them, we don't mind. It's getting worse. It's getting out of hands. Out of hands. The punishment here in UK is not as strong as America. It's not as strong as Nigeria. Now we have gangs even fighting police on the street, and the police cannot do much. There was one, I think that one of the boy was beating the police or something. That's not supposed to be. We need more iron hand. Maybe you should start employing Nigerian fathers or Ghanaian fathers to be policemen to change all this gang thing. Leave them for them to give them blow, punish them anyhow. Seriously, you need to recruit some of us. I'm willing to be part of it. Don't put me on the streets. I will be the admin inside the police station. But on a serious note, we need iron hand. These children means our youths, they are the children self, from the children age, from secondary school. They need iron hand. It's getting out of hands. The parents are doing their best. Schools, if you are teachers, you need to do more for us. Yes, you are not the parents, but you are the teachers. It's not for learning only, but teach them as well in all this gang-related thing that is going on around. Put more punishment into places everywhere, in schools, uni, college, communities. Put boundaries back by, a curfew. Any child you see outside by 8 o'clock, from 18 years old, no, it doesn't matter. Put a curfew down. 8, 9, all children must be in their house. Maybe this will stop. You've done it before, 2011 to 2014. You did it, it works. London crime used to be very high. Very high. But there's a way you did it. All of a sudden now, everything has even gone worse. Worse than before. Worse than before. Then you state that providing support to local areas to tackle the gang or youth violence problem. You said, this is what you said, you will establish an ending gang youth violence teamwork with a virtual network of over 100 expert advisors to provide practical advice and support to local areas with gangs or serious youth violence problem. That is then. Can't you bring back that thing now? Provide 10 million in home office funding. This is in 2012-2013 to support up to 30 local areas to improve the very mainstream service identified. Access and work with young people most at risk of serious violence. Please, our people are in risk of serious violence. Nigerians and Ghanaians, they are in serious violence. With at least half of this funding over the next 3 years to improve. So if it says over the next 3 years, which covers 2012, 13, 14, 15, 16, right? Improve service for young people under 18 suffering sexual violence in our major urban areas with a new focus on the girls and young women caught up in gang-related and rape abuse. Preventing young people becoming involved in serious violence in the first place with a new emphasis on early intervention and prevention will, deliver our existing commitments on early intervention, which research shows is the most cost-effective way of reducing violence in later life. In later life, this later life is now, because then that was 2012 and 13, and in later now, this is later now. What are you doing? It says we will double the capacity of family nurse, partnership, and recruit 4,200 more health visitors. But then again, nurses are complaining that everything has been reducing. This is by 2015, you said. And we will invest over 18 million in specialist service to identify and support domestic violence and support, yes, victims and the children. We're not saying that anymore. Who themselves are at particular risk of turning to violence in adulthood. Now they have turned to violence. They are in adulthood now. Access assisting materials on youth violence being used in school and ensure schools knows how to access the more effective, improve the education offered to exclude it. Peoples to reduce the risk of involvement in gang violence and other crimes support. Parents worried about their children. It's now even worse. Parents are really not only worried, some will be crying if they haven't seen their children, especially when they're calling their phone and the battery is gone. Please, we need all these things back. It's what you said you would do from 2011 to 2015. It worked then. Bring it back. This says pathways out of violence and the gang culture for young people wanting to make a break with the past. We will continue to promote intensive family intervention work with the most troubled families. We have most troubled family nowadays that you're not working with, including gang members, with a specific commitment to roll out multi-systemic therapy for young people with behavioral problems and their families to 25 seats by 2014, which has gone. The reason why I went back to this is what has happened in the past. You know about this going on from the past. Now it's even worse than the past. From 2011 to 15, things are getting more worse. Instead of it to completely wiped out, it's now gone worse, and it's mainly on one how can I say it? It's within the Nigerian and the Ghanaian community. What help can we get? What help can we get, please? How can we stop this? Because we as parents, we don't know the roots. We don't know where exactly it's coming from. We are only at the top. We are only seeing the top. We're not seeing the bottom. But government, you know all these gang people. You know the roots. You know the roots. And if anything should be done at all, it should start from the roots. Because if you don't cut it off from the roots, it will still continue. It will still continue. We need other punishments. We need iron hand. Here he says punishment and enforcement to suppress the violence of those refusing to exit violent lifestyle. You said we will extend police powers to take out gang. We need it. Good evening, good evening. If you're just joining in, please say hello to me so I can say hi to you. I don't have any copyrights of everything I'm saying tonight. It's much of a research of what I got from the internet, of what was implemented from 2011 to like 2015, 2014. You know, it works back then. We used to have high crime in some areas like Brixton, Peckham, Bermondsey. You know, even as us, we cannot go out then. You see that they throw egg or they throw something at us. But all that stops. But nowadays, now in particular, the crime is between the Africans. You know, especially Nigerians and Ghanaians. So that is what we're talking about tonight. You know, how can we help? What are the government doing? We need other punishments. We've got 7 minutes to round up. If you have any question, please do comment on it. So I was reading punishment and enforcement to suppress the violence of those refusing to exit violent lifestyle. We will extend police powers to take out gang. We need it. Injunctions to cover teenagers aged 14 to 17. Implement mandatory custodial sentence for people using a knife or to threaten or endanger others. including for offenders aged 16 and 17. Introduce mandatory life sentence. We have not seen life sentence, you. Please, if you can introduce, even mandatory it from tonight. Life sentence for adults, but we don't want for adults. We want for both, from young age to adults. Maybe they will listen. Offenders convicted of a second very serious violent or sexual crime extended powers to deport dangerous gang members who are not UK citizens. Please, even UK citizens, deport them to their mother and their father's land. Deport them to their grandmother or their grandfather land if their mother was born in UK or their father was born in UK. Deport them to extended family country. Maybe it will work. We need help. This youth are not listening. We want them to listen. The other day I was wearing a t-shirt saying, please stop the knife, stop the killing. We went out on the street. I went out with Auntie Dazzling Daisy when they did the knife crime thing. That please stop knife. We were begging. We have been begging, encouraging, pleading, praying, everything. None of them seem to be working. So we need other punishments. Deport them. Give them life sentence. Don't give them food in the jail. Give them gari. We will supply gari from Africa. We will supply gari and epa. Where am I? Study the work. Okay. Offenders convicted of a second serious violent sexual, okay, undertake with the police using immigration powers to deport dangerous gang members who are not UK citizens, drawing on the success powers on the need for a new offence of possession of illegal firearms with intent to supply, and on the appropriate penalty level for illegal fire importation. So now I'm going to partnership, working to join up the way local areas respond to gang. If we're talking about local area are not helping anymore because there's nothing local community can do anymore. They can't do anything. The government are taking off so many things. Thank God that luckily my own community we still have youth club. But what are they learning at youth club? I want my son to go to youth club, but I'm afraid for him to go to youth club. If he go to youth club, what is he learning there? Is he going to meet bad friends? Is he going to join bad friends? What about when he's coming home in the evening? Things like that. The parents will get worried. Our communities are not safe anymore. Your child cannot go to school alone anymore from year 6, year 7. They're supposed to be going to school by themselves. Now that we are afraid. We've had a case of schoolboys coming from school, being attacked from gang members, taking all their phones and what they have on them. The communities are not safe anymore. We need a stronger power. We need the police to do more. And yet we have some parents, when the police enforcement take place, when they start being more, serious or getting these things solved, we have some parents that will be complaining that it's too hard, it's too this, it's too that. Let the police do their work. If they stop your child, it doesn't mean that he is bad or he is good. They must do stop and search. I seriously don't see nothing wrong with stop and search on our youth. Because most times they do this stop and search with our youth now, they always find something. Where are the kids getting knife from? Are we going to be removing all the knife in the kitchen now as parents that we don't want our children to take one of the knife? We will start counting knife now because me I don't even know how many. Are we going to start counting knife in the kitchen and know how many knives we put there? Or we're going to have to go and buy what's that thing? Safe. We'll be hiding the knife there now and lock it up. We have one shop. Where was the shop? Was it in Stratford? Selling knives to our children. They're supposed to just take that man that was selling knife, deport straight. This deportation will work. It will work when you start deporting these children. I'm saying even if their mother, their father is born in UK, go and search the other, maybe their grandfather, their mother, where they're from. Send them to that country. When they go to prison, don't give them food. Because when we treat them nice in the prison, they're not saying what they've done has been wrong. They think it's okay. They will only go for 18 months, like I said. 5 months, 2 months for stabbing somebody, killing somebody. Give them life imprisonment. In prison. Please, I've only got like 2 minutes to go. You know, there was something that I saw. I'll probably come back on that. There was a diagram that I saw that it leads to different like connection with the youth, that connects with them, people that are supposed to be looking after them. Like I said, teachers, doctors, police and things like that. But we're not saying that. We are begging you. That's enforcement and power you used back then in 2000, between 2000 and between that 2011 to 2015 that works. Bring it back. These kids need other punishments. So my question to all of us now is, you know, what is the next step? What is the next step? I've seen where the mothers and the father, they've done a rally around the UK so that the government can do something about it. We don't know what the governments have done about it. When I was looking for my research, I've only found what happened in 2011 and 15. Maybe I didn't do enough. I'm still going to do more research to know what is going on, and I will come back to let you know what is going on, the step they're taking, if they're taking any steps, you know. But for now, what are we as parents? What can we do? Because apart from praying, we've been praying. We've been doing more monitoring on our children. You know, what else? What else can we do? It's really okay, Bami says this is truly heartfelt. It is. The police are trying, but can they really cover everywhere? Okay, in fact, can they really cover everywhere? Yeah, police in every city or every community, they could cover everywhere. In each borough, the police can handle it. But the problem is, they need iron hand. They don't need to be soft because they are children. If they are tough enough to stab somebody, if they are tough enough to go into the gang, then they should be tough enough to serve what they deserve. All this 1 month, 2 month hard labor working, don't come and see community work. It's not working. But when they start giving them 12 months, 1 year, they should start for 1 year. Lock them up where there is no light in the prison. When they come back, they will feel sober. But the one that they're going, that they feel like is okay, they will go, they will come back, they will still hire them. And the more they even go and come back, they're getting more recognition. So yes, the police can cover every community. We parents have a lot of work to do in guarding our children. Most of parents are doing that now. This DJ boy, does his mom knows that he's going to die on that night? Maybe he went to do a DJ at that party when he got stabbed. Our children, we're afraid now. We can't let them go to party. We can't leave them alone. We're worried where they are. Even when we call them, they're not picking up the phone. Our mind is up there. And you know some children, when the mom said don't go there, they know what to do. They'll just turn off their phone if the mom cannot get there. But what if, most of them can be innocent and just go out. Like I said, may God never let them be at the wrong place at the right time. But we cannot hold them back not to go out. Most of them are not even schooling where their moms live. Most of them are going outside London to go and study. And they have their own house there. But they need to bring back a curfew. Thank you, Auntie Rachel Wade. By 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, all around UK, in Britain, Make it mandatory. They must be in their house. They must not find any child outside. Because we were fed up. We don't know what to do anymore. Now you can see that this killing is even reuniting family together. Fathers are going back home with their wives, begging and said, I am ready to be the father of my child. Because they're seeing how the crime is going. This one, it weak me, oh. Seriously, this thing weak me. Because every day you're wondering, where is it coming from? What is going on? You know, may God protect all of us and be with us all. Our children will never be, they will not be looking for them and say, where are my Ida? Nowadays we have missing children. They're looking for this one age 12, they're looking for that one age 13. What is going on? Is there something ritual about us that is going on that we don't know? Why is it mainly Nigerian and Ghanaian? I keep saying that. I have Jamaican friends now, they are lovely people. Before they used to be tough, even me, I cannot even be their friends before. Now they are more of my friends. They will say, hello auntie, the one older, not older, their children will greet you nicely. It's only our own people now. God, this is where I'm going to leave this tonight. So I just want us to search our mind and, just close our eyes and think, what is going on? What is going on? About our government, we are going to shout in London. Because we don't know what is going on. May God protect us and be with us. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I will come back next week by God's grace. My name is Kika Diamond once again. This is Noble People TV. We are on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. And thank you so much. Please patronize us. Check us on Facebook. Please share. Let people listen. Invite people to watch and to share. And we shall see you very, very soon. Thank you. I think I'm still online, so I'm going to wait for my manager to come. Please do look in my profile, my personal profile for the DJ Boy. Please do look for the DJ Boy. The post is there. Have a pleasant night. Enjoy your night. Have a good weekend.